inspection is independent in terms of the entrance and the perimeters with the building that we went to. So the entrances for that building is a standalone building with its own entrance. When you come to the court, it's a standalone building with its own entrance. When you come here, it's a standalone building with two entrances, pedestrian near front.
I think we make our own observations. Do not influence our mind.
No. Let me explain. He was here. We were not there.
Yeah, no, but I think we make our own observation whether this is a standalone building or what.
Ebesachaza ke ukuthi ibhilidi lela ebekhuluma ngalo nangenkathi ethola ukufakazile ethi inkantolo yilona leliyana liyimele lela bhilidi linendawo yokungena noma entrance yalo nalela ibhilidi esuka kulona-ke nalo liyimele nalana i-police station nayo liyimele ine-entrance yayo eyodwa bese kunalama entrance amabili le akhuluma ngayo iy'nyawo naleya yey'moto wasentela ukuthi cha asiyibonele thina kweyishina-ke esisholo ukuthi ibhilidi eliyimele.
That's like the word dividing.
Yeah, that's the reason why you came to see for ourselves.
The police.
What's up, people? We are back with another video. The page is called South African Late News, and please do subscribe to the page and also like the video. Yeah, what I've just seen there is Mosibia during the inspection in Loco. Mosibia took them to a place where he was abused, where he was tortured up until he made that fake confession. However, before we speak about that, I've got to mention two things here. I'm disappointed that Mosibia was chained while he was talking about how he was abused. They should have removed the chains that are on Moses' legs. Moses' legs could not move properly during the inspection in Logo because of the chains. There was no need to chain him because of one. He is not a killer. He has never killed anyone. So he is only convicted of what drug selling or drug abuse. That's the case that has been convicted for. However, during the inspection in Loco, there was no need to chain him because he could not even move properly to show how was he tortured. So Chacha should have spoke there and said, Gininda, please unchain Mosibia because we are doing an inspection in Loco here. That's the first thing. Secondly, you saw Gininda how he was dressed. He dressed like he was going to a war zone. You would think that Gininda was in Russia or he was in Palestine where there was. There was no need for Gininda to come into a fully armored uniform and covering his face. I can tell you why he did that. That is a state intimidation. He was trying to intimidate Mosibia. It was just to show the power that the state has. There's no need for Gininda to come dressed like that because Gininda is a witness. So in court, he does not come dressed like that. He comes dressed in a civilian clothing, whether it's a suit or a jacket. No need for Gininda to carry a firearm. You can tell me why he was getting an R4. No reason at all. So Gininda there was just trying to show that he's the boss, he's the man. He's the boss because he can do whatever he wants because he's the state. However, going back to the inspection in Loco, I think Mosibia demonstrated how he was abused. We were able to see the place where it was. Remember that he said he was in a secluded area where no one could see. And on Friday, he proved that. You could see that in the place that he was at, there was no building in front of him. The police station was behind. So even if they could torture him, the people that at the police station could not hear a thing because it is far behind. So the story of Mosibia, it is far more believable than the story that was told by Brigadier Gininda. So in all material aspects, I believe that Mosibia was tortured. Mosibia was tortured. So I'm convinced now more than ever that Mosibia was tortured. So now my problem is that this inspection in Loco should have been done during the trial, within the trial, before the fake confessions were accepted by Rata. Remember that Rata has provisionally accepted those confessions by accused 1 and accused 2, which is Mosibia and Bongani. The inspection in Loco would have helped during the trial, within the trial, so that they can see how the confessions were obtained. But it was not done. So I think the defense there, I think it was Advocate Ngomezulu he made a mistake there. He should have requested the inspection in loco there and there during the trial, within the trial. Maybe Judge Rata would have arrived at a different conclusion. Maybe those confessions would have not been provisionally accepted. But however, having said that, Judge Rata still has a chance to overturn his earlier ruling. Remember, it was not a judgment, it was a ruling, because he can still change it at the end. So Rata has a chance now to say those confessions were obtained illegally. You could tell that Musbiya was honest because he knew that place, but he was there once, and people were saying Musbiya is lying, but you can tell that Musbiya was lying. He said it was at a golden spot where it is it's a complex where there are municipal offices and offices of the Metro Police. So when Musbiya said that in court, people said no, Musbiya is lying. There is no such a place. Musbiya took them there to see ngamehlo abo ukuthi nayi le ndawo le uGininda ashayelwa khona, uMogane, uGininda, Mabhena and Mbacane. But I'm disappointed that the defense has not been able to get hold of this Mbacane, because to Rata it seems like he doesn't believe that there is Mbacane. Remember, Mbacane is that fellow that was there, but Gininda said they've got no record of Mbacane. So I think the defense, they can subpoena the HR department of the Southern Police to list all the people that are employed in Pretoria, Vosloorus, Ekurhuleni, and so on. Then this Mbacane can be found. Once he's found, then maybe they can request his AVL record for the day, because Musbiya said he was tortured on the 30th of May, and the other day I think it's the 5th. I just don't remember. So then Mbacane is very crucial in this case, because he was there, but Gininda saying there's no such person. So if defense can prove that Mbacane do exist, then Gininda would have lied under oath, and this evidence would then be rejected by court because it cannot be true. If you lie once, then it means you can lie several times as well. But Gininda, I do not believe his story. He tried to be in charge in that scene at the inspection in loco, but me said no. Gininda, we're gonna make up our own mind. So I was happy when Mnisi put him into his place. Say, Gininda, shut up for a change. This is not your time to speak. It's for Musbiya to explain how he was tortured. So I'm very happy that the inspection in loco was done, and I think it was very successful because Musbiya proved that such place does exist. Musbiya proved that there is a police station somewhere there in that complex. Musbiya proved that that place do exist. That is very important, because the people that are supporting the state narrative have been telling us that no, Musbiya is lying. There's no such thing as the golden spot. Now we know it exists. So Gininda, he told a different version. He said he came later, he came with a car and he didn't go that place. However, I do not buy it, because Gininda has said so many things that are very shocking. And what makes it worse is that one of the confessions that was made by Musbiya, it was taken in the early hours of the morning, which means Musbiya was being tortured all night long. So Musbiya had to confess in the early hours of the morning because he was so severely tortured. So he was tired. He was just a defeated man. He was a broken man. So the fact that they got the confession in the early hours of the morning shows you that Musbiya was being beaten up. If the confession was legit, it was going to be taken during the normal working hours from 8 a.m. between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Those are normal hours that the police work. However, this confession was taken in the early hours. It shows that there's something dodgy about this confession. It was fake. Musbiya never confessed. And then there was a video that was played by ENC, not ENC, Newsroom Africa, I think about a year ago, where Musibia's father spoke and said they could not locate Musibia for about a month. They could not speak to him. They didn't know who he was because the police had hidden him because they wanted him to speak the lies that the state are speaking now. They hid Musibia from his family. His father said they could not track Musibia for about a month. They never knew who he was because the state was busy cooking this confession. So I'm very disappointed in Rata that he accepted that confession during the trial, within the trial, because now we can see that the confession, it doesn't exist. It is the fabrication of the state. Moses Sibiya and Bongani Ntanzi were beaten up until they had to confess because they had no choice. If you are put in the similar situation, let's say if I'm put in a similar position like Muzi, where I'm being tortured, they put a plastic bag over my face, I would confess so that I can save my life. So Muzi Sibiya did the right thing by confessing, because if he didn't confess, maybe they were going to kill him, who knows. And they were going to say, no, he died due to suicide and so on. They were going to make up a story because the police can do whatever they want because they know that they are the state, they are the law. They can do whatever they want. But this case of Senzo Meyiwa has shown many things, that the police torture witnesses. And remember that Gininda was also involved in the case of Rodavan Krecher, where one of the accused alleged that Gininda asked him to confess and promised to give him 3 million rand, the same amount of money that was offered Musibiya. So Gininda has been accused of offering witnesses to confess in return for cash. So you can see that 2 different cases, but same investing officer Gininda has been accused of offering money in return for confessions. So I'm hoping that the defense can bring that to Judge Rata's mind so that they can see that there's some correlation there with Gininda and confessions. He likes confessions because he goes to court without proper evidence. The police don't investigate. If they truly had a case against the 5 accused, then they would not rely on confessions. They will rely on scientific evidence. For instance, fingerprints, DNA, and proper eyewitnesses that were in the house. Remember that the people that were in the house, they could not identify any of the 5 accused before court. So it is really shocking that witnesses like Tabang Makeleni said he saw some of the accused running out of the house, and Makeleni was able to describe the guy with the dreadlocks and the guy with a gold tooth. How could Tabang Makeleni see a gold tooth at 8:30? It's because that statement by Tabang Makeleni describes one of the accused so accurately, but it was in the dark, and the people in the house could not identify them. So you can see that the statement that was deposed by Makeleni, it's a fabrication. It's either he did not make it, or the police forced him to make it so that they can have evidence against these guys. That's the only logical explanation I can come up to. The statement by Tabang Makeleni was fabricated. He never saw anyone running out of the house. It was just there, put there to make the state's narrative to be strong. The people that were in the house could not identify any of the accused. How is that possible? That Makeleni sitting outside in the dark can see that these are the accused. It's a total fabrication. So this Senzo case has shown us that the state can really cook until ukudla sokuvuthwe. So ngesizulu sithi ke le ndaba le ngoLwesihlanu uMusibiya uhambile waya ku-inspection lokho endaweni la ashawa khona amaphoyisa ukuze aconfess. And ngokubona kwami uMusibiya uye ukhuluma iqiniso, because abantu abaningi enkantolo bebethi ayikho le ndawo eshiwo uMusibiya, bebethi unamanga. wachaza wathi le ndawo ikuphi, indawo eyi-complex lapho kukhona amahhovisi amasipala, lapho kukhona i-police station yama-metropolis and a home affairs office. And indeed uma befika lapho ngoLwesihlanu zonke lezo ndawo zikhona, okusho kona ukuthi uMosibiya ukhuluma iqiniso. So-ke uRatha uma ngabe ijaji eliqotho, ijaji elimele iqiniso, lama-confessions awa-accept isikhathi kuyi-trial, within the trial kufanele a-reverse i-decision yakhe athi no, ngenza iphutha la, ngiyajika le nto le. Labasolwa ababili uNtanzi noSibiya bashawa ukuthi bakhulume lento ekuthiwa i-confession. So into uRatha angayenza leyo ukuze icala lihambe kahle. Ubufakazi wathola kulama confessions abukho ngoba sesibonile ukuthi uMosibiya washawa lapha. Enye into engitshelayo ukuthi washawa, ukhumbule ukuthi enye yama confessions kaMosibiya wawenza ekuseni after 12 midnight. Sonke lesikhathi before a confess yini ababeyenza lapho. Uma uyibuka lapho usebenzisa ilogic, umqondo wakho nje, uyabona babemshaya ukuze akhulume lento le, waze kwasekuseni, wavuma ekuseni ngoba bese bem-abuse kakhulu, esekhathele engazi nakuthi uzothini, wasayina kanti abantu bethi akayisayini. So it's clear la ukuthi yabona licala lasenzomeyiwa laphekwa kwathiwa sikuyasibophela labasolwa abahlanu ngoba abanye babo banama-criminal record. Then amaphoyisa ayeka ukuphenya abantu ababesendlini abafana noLongethwala, oKelly Khumalo nabanye. And ukhumbule ukuthi i-crime scene yaklinwa ubani, uMaphiri, ngesikhathi abantu abasendlini besibhedlela sebehambisa ulo uMr Senzomeyiwa. But uMaphiri lo waklina i-crime scene akaboshwanga, kwakufanele aboshwe for icala ekuthiwa yini, i-defeating the end of justice, ngoba i-crime scene akufanele iklinwe before amaphoyisa aphenye kahle. Kukhona amaphoyisa la kuthiwa yini, ama-forensic investigators like oMosiya, kwakufanele ingaklinwa baze baqede ukuphenya leli cala, but uMaphiri waklina yena ngoba uMaphiri. So yabona leli cala leli kuningi okurongo okwenziwa. And uRatha if akakuboni lokhu, then angazi umthetho eMzansi ukhomba wona ukuthi awukho, or kukhona umthetho wabayigwili nomthetho wethu ehluphekayo singelutho, lapho you are at the mercy of the state, benza ama-fake confessions, bakuhlukumeze and so on. So leli cala lasenzomeyiwa liveze okuningi, kodwa-ke siyathemba ukuthi ngolunye usuku uDocket 375 uyovuka aphenywe. As long as kusekhona abantu abafana no-Warrant Officer Makhubo le emhlabeni, iqiniso lophuma one day. Ngoba uyasho Warrant Officer Makhubo ukuthi lento lamaphoyisa ayephikisana ukuthi labasolwa abahlanu ukuthi bayenze leli cala leli. uMakhubo wahambisa uDocket 375 kubaloyi ethi avula icala, but ubale wala wakhetha wenzani ukufocus kuDocket 636. But siyabona ukuthi lento Docket 636 into engekho, but kasithembeke ukuthi ke ngelinye ilanga lophuma iqiniso. Thank you for watching.